Hi everyone, welcome back to DeFi Daily. Today I want to try to answer to the question, is Andre Cronje a scammer or a misunderstood genius? Because I have heard a lot about him, someone that is saying that he's like a hero because he built some of the most incredible protocols and we have to be grateful to him, or on the other side, someone that is just saying that he's a rug puller because he literally crashed the market and this is unacceptable. In this video, we'll try to go through the different steps of his history in order to try to understand what happened. Because as I already told you yesterday, I really hated what happened, and I truly believe that is a sign of weakness for the whole DeFi space. But regarding the single person, regarding Andre Cronje, I think that in order to literally be more aware and be able also to judge the whole situation, we need maybe to collect a couple of other information. And in this video, we'll try to share with you all the proofs that I have found in order to give you a broader overview about what happened, plus at the end I will share also what is my opinion about him. Just before to start, guys, if you want to stay always updated, remember to subscribe to the channel. All you have to do is just press the subscribe button. If you want to also receive a notification on your device, you have the ring bell button. Remember also that if you want to help me, a good way is leaving a big thumbs up and drop a comment. The goal of this channel is not giving you financial advice, but is try to give you more information about what's going on into this market. But let's try to understand when this whole story started. I want to say first of all that when we are talking about Andre Cronje, we are talking about someone that has started almost the whole DeFi industry. He has been working with the Fantom Foundation since almost the beginning. He is the founder of Keeper, plus many other dApps that we can find into his LinkedIn account. One thing that I want to add is also, guys, in the moment when we are talking about Andre Cronje, we should always remember that we are knowing his name. This is something that is not so common into this industry. So in the moment when we are judging him, I think that we should always take in account also that he was fully doxed, that he put his face on the screen, he shared his Twitter account, his LinkedIn account, and he knew so much about him. And this is something that not many developers into this space have done. His story with DeFi started since the beginning, so since the DeFi summer in the 2020. And since then, he literally built many different protocols and everything was going so smooth, and he was literally one of the most recognizable face into the whole space. And I think that the greatest point we have touched just a couple of months ago, when in the moment when we had two of the most brilliant, or at least what was looking at that moment, people into the whole DeFi space, and I'm obviously talking about, as you can see from the image on my screen, Daniele Sesta and Andre, they decided to start working together in order to build a new protocol that was able, or at least the idea were, to literally empower the whole Fantom DeFi ecosystem. And I'm talking about Solidly. That is also the last protocol that Andre launched. And the news about their partnership were literally a great news for the whole DeFi ecosystem, and the market reacted really well. The problem is that not even a couple of days, 1 week, 2 weeks later, the news about the Sifu gate came out. And in that moment, the whole situation, the whole war that Andre was believing in literally crashed. And his reaction were literally delusional because he was so disappointed about what happened. He were trusting Daniele. There were this big misunderstanding about the identity of Sifu. It was literally a hard hit. After first phase, where he was literally not able to understand what happened, he accepted the mistake by Daniele. The point is that in that moment, the problem were not anymore about simply Daniele and Andre. The whole DeFi space, as we were knowing it, were crashing because the whole Wonderland literally exploded. And the point when we're talking about Wonderland is that that community were so big. The Frog Nation were so big that literally started a war in terms of on Twitter, on Discord. So much FUD, so many people are talking, fighting each other that literally it wasn't what Andre was willing. He's quite an introvert person and he was quite shocked by what happened that period. And for this reason, he started to publish this kind of posts that are quite a nonsense post. It was just publishing, I think, about 10 different meme posts per day. I can't show you his account for the simple reason that he has deleted just a couple of hours one day or something like that before the moment I'm recording this video, so we don't have any proof from it. And you can learn more about his feeling also from this chart, for example. They are saying that getting too much hate, and that's real. That's not just about him. The point is that the whole market, the whole DeFi community literally has gone crazy. So many people fighting each other, so much hate, so much FUD, that for developer that he wanted just to stay focused on his code, it has been literally a shock. And as you can see also from his Medium account that is still live, and if you want to know more about his person, about what he is believing, what he has done into the past and so on, I highly recommend you to have a look to this Medium account because it is full of information and where he's also sharing his thoughts and so on. And one thing that I want to share with you is this one that I have highlighted here. If I die today, all my code I wrote in DeFi will keep working exactly as designed. It does not need me. And this is something that is pretty important because in the moment when we are talking about the implication of his leaving, we have always to keep in mind that in the moment when we are talking about blockchain, DeFi and protocols, even if the founder, even if the creator is leaving, it doesn't mean that the protocol should die. Protocols can live even without Andre. The point is that this article came just at the end of January, so much before what happened in the last couple of days. And it also came much earlier than the launch of Solidly. Because remember that after the Sifu gate, Daniele stepped back and the whole story were just in the hands of Andre. Andre completed the code and published it, launching it just in the middle of February. The launch was good from a certain point, not so great from another point. So many people were fighting each other. We had the vampire wars. We have many people were trying to influence, that were trying to flooding the whole protocol. And this is something that in the idea, or at least in the expectation of Andre, weren't was he was expecting. And it was another bad hit for him. The reality is that he wasn't the person at the beginning who should have been in charge of managing all of the PR stuff or the media communication and so on. In his idea, he is just a coder, a great coder, probably one of the greatest coder in the moment when we are talking about DeFi. But probably he is not the best person to just market, to communicate and so on. And that was something that he wasn't able to manage. And he felt so much pressure that at the end he wasn't able to manage it. I'm sharing with you this image for two main reasons. The first reason is because his LinkedIn account is still saying that Keeper Finance, Keeper Network is still working on it. But as you can see from this screen, he is planning also to leave it. On the other side, I'm sharing with you because it is also adding the point that he is working for a transition, to leave all the code, all the different information that are needed in order to keep alive the different protocols to someone else. And this is something that is also a demonstration that he doesn't simply want to kill the different projects. He wants just to step back. In any case, even if it is legit to have this kind of sentiment, on the other side, as I was saying also to you yesterday, is unacceptable this kind of communication. I don't know why, but this kind of tweet that just came out yesterday saying that Andre plus Anton simply stepping back and leaving the DeFi space, it's not this the way that a DeFi space is needing his leaders to communicate. We need persons that are taking full responsibility. If they want to leave, that's perfectly legit, but you have to manage the transition before announcing it. Because as you can see also from this chart, that's absolutely true that the price of Earn Finance, of Keeper Network, of AnySwap, and even worse is the chart of Solidly, and also Fantom is suffering a lot. So that's absolutely true that all of these tokens dumped due to a really lack in communication. Before going back to the initial question, I want to just share with you a final information that is about his personal address. This is an address that I have found. I'm not sure 100% that is his only address or there is anything else, but in any case, this is the address that has been shared many times along Twitter, and they are saying that he is about Andre. And as you can see from this account, he is still holding many FTM, around 60 million, so he didn't dump it before announcing. So just to address if he was trying to take advantage from this situation, it doesn't look like in that way. In any case, that's not so important. I don't think that he was in bad faith, but in any case, that's quite unacceptable what he has done. So just to try to go back and trying to summarize, going back to the initial question, is Andre a scammer? Is he a misunderstood genius or something else? As usually, the real answer is in the middle. He is not a scammer, in my opinion. He is one of the greatest coders into the whole industry. He built some of the greatest protocols, and we have to be grateful for his great work in the moment when we are talking about DeFi. On the other side, it is undeniable that what he has done due to the lack of communication is something that is really bad, that crashed the market, and there were thousands of ways to obtain the same results, so leaving, that was his intention, without the need of crashing so badly the market. In any case, that's not just about him. We are living in an overall situation that is quite stressful, and the pressure that is on the market right now is so high. In my personal opinion, I'm grateful to Andre for what he has done into the past. On the other side, I truly believe that it's time that we have to pretend for people that are leading this industry to have more mature behaviors. You can do whatever you want, but you have to be aware that many people are counting on you and you have to behave accordingly. If you ask me also, I believe that sooner or later Andre will be back into the industry, and I would be happy to have him back into this space because yes, he is one of the greatest coders. On the other side, in that moment, what I think is needed is that he has to focus only on coding. He is one of the greatest coders when we are talking about DeFi, not so great when we are talking about communication and management. So yes, Andre, if you want to come back, please do it because you are great. But on the other side, this kind of communication is something that is unacceptable, and we don't need it into this DeFi space because it is literally ruining all the efforts that the whole industry has done in the last couple of years. I hope that this overview helped you to better understand what happened and also what we can expect into the future. Tomorrow we'll share also a video about the implication about FTM, price of FTM, plus what will happen to the different protocols, for example, Solidly, and what are the implications for the many tokens that have dumped just yesterday, going down up to 70%. That's quite a lot. Guys, thank you for following me. Remember, if you want to stay always updated, press the subscribe button if you're new to this channel, and if you want to also help me and if you appreciate this kind of content, leave me a big thumbs up and drop a comment. I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye guys.